The great master key to riches is nothing more or less than the self-discipline necessary to help you take full and complete possession of your own mind. With self-discipline, most anything is possible. We do today what they won't, so tomorrow we can accomplish what they can't. Winners embrace hard work. They love the discipline of it, the trade-off they're making to win. Losers, on the other hand, see it as a punishment. And that's the difference. A disciplined mind leads to happiness, and an undisciplined mind leads to suffering. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. The successful person has the habit of doing the things failures don't like to do. They don't like doing them either necessarily, but their disliking is subordinated to the strength of their purpose. The only discipline that lasts is self-discipline. Success is a result of daily disciplines compounded over time. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. I could only achieve success in my life through self-discipline, and I applied it until my wish and my will became one. Self-command is the main discipline. Without self-discipline, success is impossible. Period. One discipline always leads to another discipline. He who lives without discipline dies without honor. The price of excellence is discipline. The cost of mediocrity is disappointment. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want. Confidence comes from discipline and training. Success is a matter of understanding and religiously practicing specific simple habits that always lead to success. No man is fit to command another that cannot command himself. Most talk about super geniuses is nonsense. I have found that when stars drop out, successors are usually at hand to fill their places, and the successors are merely men who have learned by application and self-discipline to get full production from an average normal brain. Success doesn't just happen, you have to be intentional about it, and that takes discipline. Discipline is the foundation of a successful and happy life. True freedom is impossible without a mind made free by discipline. Self-control is the chief element in self-respect, and self-respect is the chief element in courage. You will never have a greater or lesser dominion than that over yourself. The height of a man's success is gauged by his self-mastery, the depth of his failure by his self-abandonment. And this law is the expression of eternal justice. He who cannot establish dominion over himself will have no dominion over. The first and greatest victory is to conquer self. We must do our work for its own sake, not for fortune or attention or applause. One painful duty fulfilled makes the next plainer and easier. Self-respect is the fruit of discipline. The sense of dignity grows with the ability to say no to oneself. Do not consider painful what is good for you. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Those who have nothing have only their discipline. It is time to reverse this prejudice against conscious effort, and to see the powers we gain through practice and discipline as eminently inspiring and even miraculous. With this magic ingredient, you can accomplish anything and everything you want to, and it is called self-discipline. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure till you know there is no hook beneath it. Great leaders always have self-discipline. Mental toughness is many things and rather difficult to explain. Its qualities are sacrifice and self-denial. Also, most importantly, it is combined with a perfectly disciplined will that refuses to give in. It's a state of mind, you could call it character in action. Respect your efforts, respect yourself. Self-respect leads to self-discipline. When you have both firmly under your belt, that's real power. Success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. It is not enough to have great qualities. We should also have the management of them. Discipline really means our ability to get ourselves to do things when we don't want to. If the self-discipline of the free cannot match the iron discipline of the mailed fist in economic, political, scientific, and all other kinds of struggles, as well as the military, then the peril to freedom will continue to rise. Self-discipline is the root quality that will improve every aspect of your life. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Discipline without freedom is tyranny. Freedom without discipline is. By constant self-discipline and self-control, you can develop greatness of character. Self-discipline is a self-enlarging process. Self-control is the key to self-esteem and self-confidence. Not being able to govern events, I govern myself. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. Talent without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. If you wish to be out front, then act as if you were behind. Self-discipline creates a brighter tomorrow. Success is created through the performance of a few small daily disciplines that stack up over time to produce achievements far beyond anything you could have ever planned for. Failure, on the other hand, is just as easy to slip into. Failures is nothing more than the inevitable outcome of a few small acts of daily neglect performed consistently over time so that they take you past the point of no return. Self-discipline is an act of cultivation. It requires you to connect today's actions to tomorrow's results. There's a season for sowing, a season for reaping. Self-discipline helps you know which is which. Self-discipline begins with the mastery of thought. If you do not control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. Self-discipline calls for a balancing of the emotions of your heart with the reasoning faculty of your head. Trophies should go to the winners. Self-esteem does not lead to success in life. Self-discipline and self-control do, and sports can help teach those it's all right, letting yourself go, as long as you can get yourself back. The individual who wants to reach the top in business must appreciate the might and force of habit. He must be quick to break those habits that can break him, and hasten to adopt those practices that will become the habits that help him achieve the success he desires. It is better to conquer self than to win 1,000 battles. The good Lord gave you a body that can stand most anything. It's your mind you have to convince. Talent without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. When a man is sufficiently motivated, discipline will take care of itself. No life ever grows great until it is focused, dedicated, disciplined. It's never crowded along the extra meal. I think self-discipline is something, it's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Self-discipline is the magic power that makes you virtually unstoppable. He conquers twice who conquers himself in victory. It doesn't matter whether you are pursuing success in business, sports, the arts, or life in general. The bridge between wishing and accomplishing is discipline. I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting, when I feel pain. That's when I start counting, because that's when it really counts. What it lies in our power to do, it lies in our power not do. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies. For the hardest victory is over self. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You can't win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. In this life, there are countless trails to self-realization, though most demand intense discipline. So very few take them. What we do upon some great occasion will probably depend on what we already are. And what we are will be the result of previous years of self-discipline. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs. Discipline is the refining fire by which talent becomes ability. Self-discipline is when your conscience tells you to do something and you don't talk back. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but nonetheless doing it like you love. There is no magic wand that can resolve our problems. The solution rests with our work and discipline. There is no luck except where there is discipline. Self-discipline is the numbered one delineating factor between the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Self-discipline means living your life the hard way, resisting temptations and instant gratification in order to receive bigger and better rewards in the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Self-discipline is easy when you have a vision that pulls you. There are two disciplines in life. There is the pain of discipline and the pain of disappointment. If you can handle the pain of discipline, then you'll never have to deal with the pain of disappointment. Self-discipline is the architect of accomplishment. The first step to getting rich requires discipline. If you really want to be rich, you need to find the discipline. The habit of self-discipline virtually guarantees your success in life. This is absolutely what I needed. Discipline was the missing key I was looking for. I feel unstoppable now, and I'm quickly hitting my goal of making over $150,000 this year. I just had to get the discipline needed to succeed. I always knew that self-discipline was what I lacked, but it was a catch-22 because I also lacked the self-discipline to learn self-discipline. My wife helped bring this to my attention when she put the miracle of self-discipline in the CD player in my car. We talked about all of my incomplete projects around the house and joked that this was more of a gift for her than it was for me. But wow. Just a few weeks later, we are both just blown away by my ability to focus, prioritize, and follow through on every task, in all aspects of my life. My only disappointment is that I couldn't get this program 10 years ago. I highly recommend this to all of my fellow procrastinators. Brian's techniques on personal discipline have really got me on track. I have always lacked discipline, and I somehow thought by avoiding my responsibilities and my goals I was avoiding work. Now I know that I was actually creating more work for myself. Since I have created new habits of self-discipline, I find that my life is easier and better than ever.